podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Find the biggest voices in sport on the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Like the Managers with me, Mick McCarthy.
And me, Tony Pulis.
Join us on our podcast, which is all about football managers, talking to football managers about what it's like to be a football manager. Search the Managers and listen wherever you get your podcast.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Christian Moore back to Jack Goodchild on the blue line. He manages to get it wide to Jacob Minter. And Goodchild with the shot! And the Slough Jets are taking the lead on the power play with 23 seconds remaining. And Jack Goodchild is Kane Russell with the shot cross goal. No need for the save from Lorne. And Campbell has found himself on. And it's 3-1 to the Johnson Chieftains. They have it back quickly. Hello and welcome to Zero Pucks Given, the UK ice hockey podcast hosted by me, Ben Hyde.
And me, Caitlin O'Piner.
From a almost mobile position this evening in a vehicle.
Yeah, in the car, in the comfort of my car. Well, not my car, but I'm in a car, if you can't tell. So I hope it's still all okay for you lot. You can still see me.
To be fair, it sounds really good. The acoustics in a car are normally pretty good. So.
Yeah. Look, my lovely little mics as well, they help out.
Yeah, they're always good. They're always good. So we've got a few bits to sort of start with. I want to start off a really, really sour note. Obviously, we shared the post out this week about Jessi Pierce, who was one of the correspondents for the Minnesota Wild in the NHL. She was also a co-host of the Bar Down Beauties podcast. We've spoken a few times across the last few years about Jessi and Kristen coming on the podcast here to talk about what they do in the States, and it was just so tragic. Yeah. And not only obviously the loss of Jessi, but her 3 children as well was just in a house fire. Oh, I can't even, as I said in the morning, I could not even begin to process it. It was the first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning, and I just thought, God, that is so tragic.
Yeah, it's just awful. It just, literally anything can happen, and you don't know when, like, how life ends for some people, and it's awful. And obviously we're sending all regards to her family, and just it's just terrible news, and just obviously rest in peace to her and her beautiful children. Yeah,
and Kristen actually managed to do a podcast episode with a few people this week to talk about her, and I've no idea how she managed to get through that.
Yeah, that must be like the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, so we just wanted to put it out there so in case people have missed the story or they'd not seen it. She was a massive part of NHL hockey and the online world of it as well, and she will be very much missed. She was, as I said, every time I spoke to her, she was so lovely. She's always looking on the fun side of everything. From all of her social media stuff, she was a very devoted mother. Liked to do a lot of outdoor pursuits. We joked once about a tradition at one of the American sports teams where you would drink a pint of beer out of a dead fish. She always said that she was bang up for that, which I said that means you went to a party school in the States. But yeah, such a terrific woman, and an absolute tragedy for her and her children. Everyone involved, as I said, with Minnesota Wild and with the Bar Down Beauties and the Beauties League in America, we do send our wishes out to you on the loss of Jessi. So on a slightly more upbeat note, although not massively more so.
No,
some news in the NHL, NIHL rather, that's come out in the last couple of days regarding Bristol Pitbulls.
A bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, I know there was a thing came out. I know Nikki on 4000 shared a thing saying that there's going to be some rule changes with regards to import players and what constitutes an import and what the rules are around that, and it was going to affect some teams. Now, I think it's actually 3 players that the Bristol Pitbulls have got in question that fall into this category of being over their import limit. But from what's been given out, they've been given a suspended fine and a suspended sentence because, according to the NIHL, nothing that they took away would have made a difference to the end of the league season anyhow. But that's kind of seems like you've broken the rules all season and you've got away scot-free.
Yeah, which just... what's the point of having these rules if you're not going to follow them?
Yeah, it's a really, really strange one. And there's a lot of stuff out there that I'd implore everyone to go and read. There is a lot of information to read that's been posted by Bristol and by the NIHL and England Ice Hockey pages, and it's on the England Ice Hockey website as well. So it's and I know there's a lot of people think that the import limit is going to change in the National League next year, that it will go up again. Whether that flows down into 1 and 2, we don't know, but I would hope not, because I think the 2 import rule at our level has been quite successful.
Yeah, I do. I think if you start adding more imports into teams, especially in an IHL one, you're losing a lot of British talent, and it defeats the whole point of what we've spoken about, how we want Team GB to get somewhere. And if you're not getting this British talent through, especially at levels like what we cover, what's the point?
No, and for us to be fair, an upside of the National League import limit going up is that there's probably some really good Brits that are now going to come down and play.
Yeah, I suppose you put it like that.
Because, their place will be taken up by an import in the National League, and if they still want to play and then not obviously have, Friday night trips to Scotland and Leeds and the like, they come and play down in the 3rd tier. And that, to be fair, has been one of the real catalysts of the growth of our level of hockey, because we really have got some quality players there.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so a bit of an interesting one, and certainly one if you're interested in it, absolutely go and find the stuff and read up, because it's
go research about it. Yeah,
it is a bit of a strange one. So we've got some other bits to talk about after the games. We'll get to the games because the league season is now done.
It's over.
So we're into playoffs, baby. It's the only way you can say it. It's playoffs, baby.
It's just, how quick has this come round? It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's been lightning. Now, before we get to all the games and that, we will settle on one thing in the table. There was a game that has not been played.
Yes.
Which is Cardiff against Swindon. Now, they've obviously taken the same kind of stance on this game as they kind of did with Bristol, that regardless of what way that game went, it wouldn't have actually affected the outcome of the league season whatsoever. So we are under the impression that both teams have been given 1 point.
Yes.
So, therefore, Swindon do stay in 6th, and Cardiff do stay in 8th.
So, yeah, that's that.
That is that. So we'll start with the games. And
start off with a cracker, actually.
Yeah, the 5 p.m. at Gosport with...
did not disappoint.
Don't know whether the lights went out or... well, ironically, actually, I think we'll touch on the lights did go out for someone, actually, during this game, which probably contributed to the scoreline. So, I mean, Cardiff went down to Solent, and as we said last week, it was one of the permutations that for Swindon to perhaps finish up in 5th, Solent needed to lose this game.
Yes.
And
both games.
Yeah, both games, yeah, but obviously you have to start with losing this one. And it kind of looked like that for a little while it might happen. They took a really early lead through Liam Coleman. Joe Llewellyn, former Solent Devil, Len tied it up really, really quickly. Josh Martin...
all within the first minute as well.
Yeah, all within the first minute. And then on minute 33, Josh Martin put Solent back ahead. 3:07, Bailey Hine-Pisher, who made your All-Star team, I believe, did he not?
No.
No, it was Josh Paul. Josh Paul made Josh.
Cool.
I did see someone's with Bailey Hine-Pisher in that's come in. And then Aaron Moody, 4:25, putting them 3-2 up. And then 6:27, Bailey Hine-Pisher with the second goal, 4-2 up. That's 6 goals in the first 6 minutes and 37 seconds of the game.
You might as well go home already, game is, brilliant.
And, bearing in mind as well, that 5th goal, that Aaron Moody goal, that's short-handed as well for the Cardiff Fire. And then a couple of power play goals through Moody and Bailey Hine-Pisher, and then another shorty through Joe Malfatti, putting them 6-2 up after 15 minutes. And I think it's at this point that Solent call timeout. Actually, it's after the 4th goal, 6:32. Solent call timeout, and Rory Martin-Edwards appeared to have taken, I think it was a puck to the head. I've watched Alex Murray's post-game thoughts, and obviously goalies just put their mask back on and play on because they're all nuts and they're all nails.
Nuts anyways, yeah.
But there was clearly an issue with Rory, so Solent have pulled him off the bench. They've had a look at him and decided that, it's not right for him to continue. So Mark Duffy has made his way into the pipes for possibly, I think, the first time this season, actually.
This season, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, so... the goalkeeping thing would have been a little bit all over the place for them, but we wish Rory Martin-Edwards a speedy recovery because we all know concussion is very, very serious. Mm-hmm. And then I think obviously the Solent Devils get into the dressing room at the end of that period, and they must be like, right, we need to fucking sort this.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? Like, what?
and they do. And, I mean, this is incredible. And I don't actually think that this has happened particularly in this scale across this season, where the start of the second period is 6-3 to Cardiff. And the end of the period is 10-6 to Solent. Every single one of those goals was a power play goal.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely bonk. And we say, don't we, how dangerous Solent are on the power play in that small little ring. So that's 7 goals on the power play in the second period.
And that is the only 7 goals.
Yeah, and that's the only 7 goals in
the second period.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And really spreading them out across the lines as well. Alex Murray notching quite a few assists in there. Harry Cloutman getting on the assists and amongst the goals, his first goal of the season. Liam Coleman, who's been terrific for Solent. You know,
both of our All-Stars teams.
Yeah, he's notched himself 4 goals in this game in total. And going into the third period, you know, that Solent kind of energy continued. But the Cardiff did pull one back, which threw Ellis Shepherd to make it 10-7, which would have made it quite nervy because that's right at the start of the period as well, just 51 seconds in. And then it was all the way until the last 5 minutes when Ollie Cackett and Mark Pitts kind of put the game beyond doubt before Shep pulls another one back on the power play. And 12-8 the final score, which we do think I think it's 23-point-something% of Cardiff's goals this season have all come in this game.
Do you know what? That's a great positive for Cardiff, though.
I think that performance is something they can take into the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what? Let's play like that.
Yeah, and also it's not just even into the playoffs to next season. You know that I think that's a good way to end. Well, it's a good way to end just the season that they've had. But no, what a game! Honestly, if any of you guys were there, like, please message us about how the atmosphere was, because I can imagine it was insane.
A split in goal as well between Brock and Evans, and Gemma Davis. They took like virtually half each.
Yeah,
literally amalgamated the two. There, that was a bit strange. Married them off. But and I think, you know what, it kind of feels like, you know, a couple of weeks ago we'd said that Solent weren't all out on the power play this year so far.
I know.
It's like they just basically
they
watched last week and they were like, yeah,
fuck you guys.
Fuck you too. We'll sort this out.
Yeah. Prove you lot wrong.
But yeah, astonishing win. Solent then going to be heading into that playoff quarter with Invicta in some, you know, pretty spectacular form on the power play.
But no, that even though we've said, and I've said, I wish it wasn't, you know, it's an incredible playoff fixture like that. I think that'll be the most interesting out of the lot.
I think it will. I think last year, or maybe even the year before, or it might have even been a cup semi-final that was a couple of years ago. I think it was 5-5 the first leg, and you're just like, fuck, second leg's just one off there, isn't it? But brilliant stuff. Then we move on to the night at the hangar in Slough, where the champions were going to receive their trophy and their adulation for winning the league this season. But before all of that took place, they've
blew the place up.
They blew the place up. They took the level up to like something else fucking mental. Whoever came up with that stuff and put that in there, fucking fair play, because that looked the bollocks.
Yes, and we want that to stay.
Yeah.
You know, we want that. You've seen it out in Germany.
Yeah, in Germany. Yeah,
that
sort of stuff.
You know, this stuff, it can stay.
Yeah.
Because that, like, the photography of it, just everything about it as well was just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. And, you know, all the other teams in the league pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention.
If you can do that, that is even if that increases the game night experience by 10%, that is just worth doing.
Yeah, it's worth it. And also, it just creates good media.
Yeah. For the sport as a whole, like the pictures and the videos of that have gone out, and we shared one. It looks so, like, and you said Vicky's photos that she got from, like, I'm assuming she might have been on the ice.
On the ice, yeah.
Maybe like on the halfway line, because she's got the players coming out of this red and blue glow, and then the fire coming up. And it just looks incredible.
It looked like you said, the dog's bollocks. It looked insane.
Yeah, really, really good. It's a massive fair play to Slough Jets on that. And then they kind of just...
Looked for dog's bollocks in the game as well.
Dog's bollocks on the ice. Seb Moore has basically, you know, he stuck his finger up at me for leaving him out of my All-Star team.
I put you in there.
Yeah, he's bagged 20 and 21 of the season in the first period. One of those short-handed. we say all the time how dangerous Slough are short-handed. It's in all honesty, it's a joke how good they are short-handed.
Yeah. It is. It just proves the level of talent that they hold, because they can do it on the power play, they can do it even-handed, but they can do it short-handed, and they do it a bloody lot.
And I think it's more than just the speed. The speed is obviously fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the way that they set up short-handed is
skill.
It is, because if you mislay a pass, or if, you let them get close enough to poke check, they're gone.
Yeah.
And they've got 2, 3 racing down the end of the ice short-handed, and they will fucking score on you.
And that's it. You know, like, and that just proves that's why they've won the league. You know, they can do it with as many players as they need on the ice. It doesn't have to be they can be short-handed. They can still do it.
Yeah, and I don't think they did a Slovakia and had 6 on the ice at any one time.
No.
6 games.
Within the rules, guys.
No, within the rules. But yeah, there's a couple said more. Luke Smittle was out Saturday night. He got a shorty as well, right at the end of the first period. Jacob Minter with his 7th of the season. Timo Lindgren, he's had a really good year as well.
He has, yeah.
And then Juha Lindgren bagging the 6th one, and a 6-0 win at home to the Swindon Wildcats is just all done. Gets that trophy.
Yeah.
And that was the night that we got to see all the gloves and the sticks and the helmets up in the air and the big celebrations, which were just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think, you can't ever beat a celebration night of winning the league. I think that'll probably be fans and players' best game of the year, I reckon.
Yeah, and to be fair, because that technically they've won both their trophies away from home. Mm-hmm. To be able to do that at home, it just completes it for them.
And also, I've read that the Swindon boys stayed out and watched them celebrate. So, credit to them as well, because not a lot of other teams will have. No,
massive credit to them for doing that. I think that's probably come from Forsh, to be honest, to say, look, this is the respectful thing to do, is to stand there and celebrate the champions on the ice with them. So, fair play to the Wildcats. But that was the only 2 games on Saturday. It was obviously a little bit quiet as we're just tying up loose ends, really, at the end of this season. So we went to what we really all hoped would be the game of the season where the league would be decided, but it's not ended up being that way.
And you were there, and also you weren't very...
I weren't very happy with it. No.
Very happy anyway.
Happy with it. Actually, someone messaged me actually after they saw me after the game. Like, you're right. You didn't seem very happy. I was like, no, I weren't.
No,
I
really mate.
I really wasn't happy. This Slough side they came down to Chelmsford and they showed everyone why they are champions.
Champions, yeah. And do you know what? I think it's not that they wanted to do it; it's just that they could. Yeah.
And it was.
They could, and that's that.
And again, we say it all the time about them. The speed is just phenomenal.
And also, like when you do catch Chelmsford on one of their weird nights, that's it. You can run right, especially if you're Slough. I've seen it happen at the Hangar. You've seen it happen at the Riverside. So,
Yeah, and to be fair, there was a bit of a spiky edge to the game. There was a couple of fights which you could kind of almost see coming. I was a little bit dubious as to whether anyone would really get involved, because no one wants a sussy before the playoffs start.
No one wants that.
But there was Lewis English and Cam Bartlett went first, and then I think Brandon Miles.
I don't know whether I'd call that a fight, really.
No, it was a bit of a non-event, but they, to be fair to both big lads, they can handle themselves. So it was unfortunate footing, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Miles and I think it was Callum Wells.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, actually, someone's got a really good close-up video of that I'm awaiting to be sent. So once I get sent that, I'll share that, because I don't think it's appeared on Hockey Fights yet either. This particular angle of that one. And then there was something that happened right in front of me, actually. I think it was in the 3rd period, where Kieran Rayner hit Lewis English into the glass. Like almost like if I was videoing it and slowing it down, I would have seen his face smush into the glass right in front of me. There was a bit of spit and blood left on it afterwards.
Oh, lovely.
I think he did bleed quite profusely, because they come and clean the ice afterwards. But as he got up, and he was rightly so applauded when Gemma Pemberton held him up, he just looked up to the right of Kieran Rayner and said, "Was that you?" And Kieran Rayner said, "Yeah." It was a very nice little moment. And me and my daughter had kind of remarked, like, yeah, we've seen them two go down over the past few years. They've always had a little bit of a tussle amongst each other. So that was a nice little moment.
Friendly fire.
But, results-wise, he didn't get man of the match, and to be fair, probably quite rightly so, because there was a lot of Slough players that were very good. But Carl Bradburn just had an unbelievable night. He was probably could have had a couple more, but the 3 that he scored were all took very, very well.
Which he always does anyways, I've seen it at the Hanger, you've seen it as well, like I said earlier, at the Riverside, so, he knows where that net is and he knows how to put the puck in it.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I know he's had a little bit of time with the Spitfires as well this year. He's NIHL 2 level, he's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Absolute cheat code, because he's, and you know what, now he's, getting to, I think, was he 19, 18, 19?
I think he's 20.
Is he 20 now? He's going to start filling out into like his man size, man shape, and he's going to be a real tough one to deal with once he's got some proper strength behind him, like man strength. Because his speed is phenomenal, his stick handling, his finishing is phenomenal. He's a fantastic player to watch. My player of the season, Ollie Hemmings-Meyer as well. He was just absolutely sensational. I can't wax lyrical enough about him. I've run out of superlatives to say about Ollie Hemmings-Meyer. The assist for Carl Bradburn's second goal was absolutely sublime. He completely dumbfounded 2 Chelmsford D-men and then sort of tucked it back into the front of the net where Bradburn just tapped it in. It was almost too easy.
Too easy, yeah. Well, that just sums up the night, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think, the only way that these 2 can now meet will be at Sheffield. So that'll be very interesting to see.
Well, I'll be there to see it. So.
You will be there to see it.
Yes, and I'm very happy about that.
As I said, it was a bit of a feisty one. So a few slashing penalties, a few couple of fighting penalties, checking penalties. There was a couple that I think maybe were missed. Not massively controversial ones. I'm not a believer that the short-handed goal that Slough got this night, I don't think that was a penalty that I think it was Maltsev came out with the puck and he was poke checked, and then Moore and Holliker broke away and one of them put it away. It says Holliker, but I could swear blind it was Seb Moore. But there was, to be fair, every Slough player that does that, whether it's Dylan Holliker, whether it's Seb Moore, whether it's Ollie Hemmings-Meyer, even if it's Christian Moore, or even if it's Brandon Miles, when they break away and they go through on goal, I'm straight away thinking that's a goal.
Yeah. You do though, that's exactly how I think. Watching Slough, if just whoever breaks away, I'm thinking they're scoring it.
Yeah, they're so competent that I'm just thinking, they're scoring that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, disappointing for as a Chieftains fan for the season to end that way. A bit of a downer for Cliff's last league game at home. But on to the playoffs, they've got to do a 2-legger with Swindon, which is actually the wrong way round, because I'm assuming Wildcats 1 have got the priority over having the home rink for the national stuff. So, but yeah, a full 60 minutes for Ross Miller. The shot count was very telling when you look at it. 58 shots on Ross Miller for 6 goals and just 26 on Matt Smittle, which Chelmsford at home have got to be having more than 26 shots.
More than that, yeah. Way more than that. But this was actually an issue in one of their other games a few weeks back, I think. You expect so much more from a side like Chelmsford with the skill and talent they have. So again, just clearly one of their off nights, and it just ended the way that it should have. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, as I actually left the rink, a few fans did ask me, they were like, what did you think about the line changes? Because there was some quite severe, not severe, that's probably not the right word. But there was changes in the top 2 lines of, some big players moving up and down. And I'm always up for a little bit of fluidity, particularly if you're struggling to get things going and things aren't working, then absolutely mix things up. But similar to when they played in Slough a few weeks ago, just nothing seemed to work.
Yeah.
But hopefully they get that sorted then before the playoffs. So we'll move on to the other game on the Sunday night, which was at Streatham, and there was a point, I think, right at the end of the first period where this game was level, and Chelmsford fans were thinking, Solent could get us out of jail.
We might be lucky, yeah. We might be lucky here, guys.
So Ethan Lane put the Redhawks ahead on 5:17 before Leo Harris got his first goal for Solent this season, 12 seconds later to level it up. Ziggy Beasley put the Redhawks back in front on 17-14 before Liam Coleman levelled it up with his 22nd of the season less than a minute later. and then you're thinking, yeah, it's game on. And then, as we say so often, it is when you score that goal.
When you score it, and also if the other team responds back.
Yeah. And when Streatham take the lead on 20:51, right at the start of the second period, there was no quick response.
And then they went and scored through Aidan Doughty at 30:49, and I think that's when sort of game over, because I mean it's still only 2 goals, but like we always say, it's the speed, the time that you score, and that's when the momentum builds. Yeah. And if you've got no momentum, you're not really going to respond.
No, and Solent, to be fair, are one of those sides that are able to flip momentum, generally more at home than on the road.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like they did Saturday night, they completely flipped the momentum from that first period. But yeah, just unable to do it this time. And in the third period, goals from Danny Ingoldsby and Lewis Colvin, notching it up to a 6-2 victory for the Red Hawks, which puts them in second. So
they will be facing Romford.
They will be facing Romford. Yeah, that's everyone's been outdone of an Essex derby.
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah, but what it does mean, obviously, now that the league season is done and now we're moving to the playoffs, is that for the next 2 weeks, we have got 8-game weekends. So much to talk about.
So much to talk about. Absolutely love it, and I hope to be making some of them. Fingers crossed. Yeah. I can't do anything next weekend, but the following weekend is for the semi-finals is Easter weekend, so might be a little bit lucky to get out to at least one game that weekend. Might not be able to do Easter weekend, but this weekend I don't think I'm doing anything.
No.
So I'll get somewhere.
We'll run through how they set up, and it is actually because we said the Chelmsford Swindon game has been switched.
It's reversed, yeah. So
5:15 at the Sapphire, Romford Buccaneers host the Streatham Red Hawks on Saturday the 28th. And then I think it is 5:45. We'll double check that before we post it all out later this week. Swindon Wildcats 2 versus Chelmsford Chieftains. Sorry, got that the wrong way around.
Chelmsford versus Swindon. Just the other way around.
Yeah, it's very confusing. So Chelmsford at home on Saturday. So 5:30 face off for Chelmsford at home to Swindon on Saturday, and then Slough versus Cardiff at 6:30, followed by Invicta versus Solent at 7. Then we all reverse it for the Sunday, where Solent host Invicta, 5 p.m, Planet Ice Gosport, 6:30 at the Link Centre for Swindon versus Chelmsford, 6:45 at the Vindico for Cardiff versus Slough, and also 6:45 at the High Road, Streatham versus Romford. What a weekend.
You can't go wrong with 8 games of hockey, and especially double-headers. Love a double-header weekend against the same team, because whatever happens in the first game carries on into the second. Yeah,
and it's such a weird thing to do, like the aggregate score rather than like a game series type thing, because it isn't just win the game. It's there's goals at stake that could really mean things. Yeah, it is basically a 6-period game, isn't it?
So you've got, it's just so exciting.
Yeah, it really is. Because funnily enough, I was looking at following the Birmingham Indians in Germany's third tier. They're in playoffs at the moment, and they do best of 7 series, and all 4 quarterfinals are currently 3-0. So they all could be over with one more game, or not.
It couldn't be. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's the brilliant thing about the 7-game series. But currently all 4 of the home listed teams are 3-0 up in the series, so that does make it really, really interesting. So after the league season finished, of the week just gone, we put out our All-Stars teams, which we spoke about last week.
Announced last week, but posted them properly today.
Yes, and the post also invites you to send yours. So whether you want to do that on your notes on your phone and then screenshot it and send it over, and we'll share it and we'll get it out. Yeah, get it out that way. It's really, really good to see what you think. And what we'll try and do, I'm not too sure how time-wise we'll have to get time to do this. We will try and amalgamate the data of everybody's teams to come up with a definitive All-Star team.
ZPG and fans.
Yeah. I know Harley at NIHL North Updates has actually done like a Google document type thing where you press the link and you go in and you select your players, and then that does all the data for him.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
We could do that, Ben.
We probably could do that, but it's too late now. We're doing it
too late.
Old school. if
we're
you
doing
count
it.
any of this is old school, we're doing it old school.
We're doing it as old school as we need to.
As old school as we
Keep
need
Ben
to.
involved, that's why.
Yeah, if you want me involved, it's got to be old school. I can't do anything new school. But on the All Stars, Joe Scott's at NHL Stats, who's done a fantastic job, as he has done every single year, of keeping everyone
honestly
up to date.
He has made my life on ZPG so much easier. So I cannot thank that man enough, because without him, I wouldn't have been able to talk as much crap as I do on this podcast.
Well, you can have a walk up to the commentary gantry when you get to Sheffield and you can go thank him.
Yes.
Get a big hug from Joe. But he has collated all of the top 10s, which are always fantastic reading, and we'll talk about them now, but we will take this data and put them out in our graphics as well, picking out a few, because we won't do all, because there's lots. Like,
we'll do we'll do first.
Yeah, so that points is not really a surprise. Cameron Bartlett, 79, Grant Bartlett, 77. Seb Moore, 70, so he's not that far behind, really.
No.
And it's really ironic, because we had someone say about the All-Star team, about if the plus-minuses were there, how would it look? And I'd said about, we said last week, this is not just about stats. No. It's about what we've seen and what these players give other than stats. Because, like, for instance, like with my side, I've picked Juha Lindgren and Ollie Hemmings-Maher from Slough and not Seb Moore, who is considerably above both of those in the stats.
Yeah.
And even I spoke to Christian Moore earlier today, and I'm even like, it's the first time I've left both of you out of an All-Star team. And I feel proper shocking about it. But yeah, no, and I think another funny one is the power play goals one, because that would have been drastically changed after the weekend just gone.
After the weekend just gone, yeah.
On the power play, because it is actually Liam Coleman with 10 power play goals this season.
But I bet 4 of them was in the game just gone.
4 of them at Saturday night. So that would have left a 4-way tie at the top between him and Cameron Bartlett, Juha Lindgren, and a man that was in your...
In mine, yeah, Jake Williams.
Yeah, to be fair, Jake's had a really good season for Swindon.
Yeah, good first season with Swindon,
It was a really good sign. When I saw that sign, obviously, after Oxford went out of the league for the year, and then I saw that Solent had signed Jake Williams, I straight was like, that's a really good signing.
Swindon signed him.
Mm.
Yeah. You said Solent, Ben.
You know what? I've been doing this so much recently. We were talking about Belfast the other day, and I kept calling them Bristol.
Yeah.
And I kept calling Harrison Prentice and Heath Prentice, keep getting their names mixed up. I am going off the... It's been a long season.
It's been a long season. We'll just blame it on that, Yeah,
it's been a long season.
He's going to be happy to stop doing this for a few months.
Yeah. The goals counter is actually really, really tight.
It is. It's very tight.
Yeah, so Cam Bartlett at the top with 32, but Ollie Hemmings-Maher right up his backside on 30.
Yeah, 30. Grant with 29, and then Juha on 28, and then you sort of get the bigger gap. But then between that bigger gap, it's only a six goal gap. It's then really tight all the way down to 10.
All the way down to 10, yeah.
So that just proves how many people have been scoring.
Yeah.
And how much.
Yeah, the power play points is a really interesting one. Look at this, because it's the 2 Chelmsford players at the top. Yeah, we've kind of actually quite openly said Chelmsford have not been that great on the power play this year.
Great, I know.
Yeah, so that is a surprising one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Liam Coleman has jumped in there, and now jumped in there on this last weekend just gone. The assist is also a really great one. Some really high numbers from the top players there. Yeah. Seb Moore, 49 assists in a year. That's
ridiculous.
That is really good. I think that's
insane.
Almost 2 a game.
Don't let me do the maths, Ben. I'll get it wrong.
It's 56. Yeah, 28 games. So that would be 56.
So almost 2 a game.
Almost 2 a game. So that, I mean, and then when you say it that way, that means that Ollie Hemmings-Maher, Juha Lindgren, Seb Moore, Grant Bartlett and Cam Bartlett are all averaging more than 2 goals a game across the season.
Yeah.
More than 2 points a game across the season, beg your pardon.
2 points, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, really, really good stuff from everybody there. Top scoring D-men, no real surprise there, actually, that they both come from Streatham. 26
Streatham, yeah.
They're 23 for
both
Dylan
in my All-Stars team.
Yeah. That's, to be fair, the way that Streatham's set up, particularly when they, not on the power play, but when you're even-handed and they try and pin you in your own D zone, they do set up like they're on a power play, and those D men are just all over the blue line.
They can all score goals, and we proved it. Like Streatham, every single player except the Nade have scored a goal, and that is why they are so good, because everyone can score. Yeah,
absolutely. So we'll run for a couple of more of this. The short-handed points is a really interesting one, because it's again Ollie Hemmings-Mar, Juha Lindgren, and then Seb Moore down in fourth as well. They're just showing just how great they are
on short-handed.
Short-hand.
2 points.
But yeah, it's some really good stuff. There's the goalie stats are really good as well. I do love the way that they do the goalie stats. So yeah, like I said, we will share some of these, but they're all there on NIHLstats.wordpress.com if you want to have a look at them. And the final one, just again going on the power play percentage, Chelmsford are actually second on 27% on that.
So maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
It's just maybe because I think we're used to seeing it more.
Yeah, I suppose so. I would suppose so. It's quite ironic, actually, when you look down that power play percentage table, that it's not in the same order as the league table.
No, it's not.
And it's not just one team out of place. There's 3 or 4 teams out of place in that.
It's all of them except Slough.
So, yeah, Slough were at the top, 33. Chelmsford second, 27. Streatham in third, 26. And then Solent in fourth with 19. Swindon in fifth with 17. Invicta in sixth with 16. This is percentage, by the way, not actual goals.
Yeah.
And then Cardiff in seventh with 15, which, again, I'm pretty much for sure we're owing that to the game in Solent on Saturday.
The weekend, yeah. And then Romford in eighth with 14.
Yeah. So, yeah, really, really, I love the way that all these stats were. And we all know hockey fans love their stats, don't they?
Yeah, stats is what everyone's here for.
Yeah, there is so many there. And this is actually quite an amazing fact. There are only 2 sides in the league that have not had a short-handed goal scored against them. And it is the top 2.
Where are we? Oh, yeah. It's the top 2.
It is the top 2. Invicta.
Again, that's weird, because you look at who's bottom and you think, wow.
Yeah, that's great. Swindon, bottom with 11. 11 short-handed goals.
And then it's a 6 gap.
Up to Solent.
Up to 7th.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and bear in mind, and I think because Solent conceded 2 short-handed goals on Saturday. So that would have, massively affected that. But Swindon conceded 2 in the same power play on Saturday.
Power play, yeah.
So it's, really, really is just fantastic viewing. If you love your stats, just fantastic viewing.
Go and view them.
We will get some of them out of there.
We will.
So we're building up now then to the Steel City Showdown. So after this week's games, obviously we'll break them all down. We'll talk about who's gone where and what's gone where, and we'll start looking at making some little predictions maybe. Maybe,
and we'll actually write them down.
Yeah, about who we think might be in Sheffield. We did put a little post out, I think it was on Facebook, so let us know who you think will make the Steel City Showdown from all of the leagues that are there. And then just before we finish off, we will just briefly touch on the Wilkinson division, because that also, come to an end this year, and quite dramatically as well.
So dramatically, and I'll tell you what, I've said this during the season, I think that's been the better league to be watching.
Yeah, it's been so competitive, and they did get that final weekend showdown between the 2 at the top of the league. As Peterborough went down to Guildford. Peterborough had 2 to play, Guildford only had the 1, but the points meant that a win for Guildford was enough, and that's exactly what they got.
They did,
6-2 as well. It's not like it was even close.
No. So they're champions 3 years on the trot.
Yeah, absolutely astonishing from the Phoenix.
Yeah. Think Peterborough, I mean, next season's going to be different. I think it's going to be a bit different, because Peterborough will want that now.
Well, we still might see changes to the structure.
Yeah, still could see changes. Teams might be coming up, teams might be going down. So obviously that's all to come in the summer. But I think Peterborough will be a bit pissed off of that.
I think they will be as well. So they've taken the League Cup and they took the Eddie Joseph Memorial Trophy as well. Yeah. So I would have, thinking if they could have taken the league, they could have done one better than they did last year, where they took, other than the league, they took everything.
Yeah. So it's just one of them. But congratulations to everyone at Guildford, because, they made it entertaining.
Yeah, they did. It's always been, good at the top of that league. No one's ever really run away with it. There's always been a little bit of a challenge, and it's normally between Peterborough and Guildford. But Haringey have, been there and thereabouts as well. So the playoff structure for that is looking really, really exciting.
Really
and the Slough Spitfires came so close to qualifying for the playoffs in their first year.
Just not close enough, though.
Just not close enough. No, they lost to the Chelmsford Warriors on Saturday night. I think it was 4-3. And then I think they won at home on the Sunday, but Bristol Pitbulls managed to beat Cardiff Canucks 3-1.
Yes, and which meant that they
didn't. Then, Bristol actually nicked into that little 8th place, so they will play Guildford. They will play Guildford there. The MK Thunder are playing the Invicta Mustangs as well.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
That will be really tasty. And Peterborough Bantams, I believe, are playing the Oxford Rising Stars in the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
And Guildford against Bristol. So that's all off the top of my head. I think that's quite good. I've remembered all that.
Well done, Ben.
But like I said, as they go through the playoff, when you get down to that last 4, them semi-finals, I'm not going to make my predictions just yet for those. I have got in my head who I think it's going to be, but I think that's going to be terrific. And what's really going for me is the way it's come out that the 2 teams I'd want to meet in the final can't meet in the final.
Can't meet.
But because like we said last week, it would be really, really great when you get to Sheffield if you have some different teams from last year.
Different teams, yes. It would be nice.
But fantastic. Congratulations to everybody in the Wilkerson division, because everybody that's gone to a game in that division has certainly got their money's worth.
Oh, yeah, they have. And, I've been to a few games, and like I said, I think it's been much more exciting, competitive than an IHL 1. Yeah.
But nice. Yeah. Fair tricks to everybody there. So that's, regular season's done.
That's it.
Playoffs,
we're done then. Yeah, woohoo!
I tell you, if you're new to the sport this season or whatever, you're just in for such a treat, because playoffs is just so good.
Just so different. I don't know what it is about them. It's still just, it's not just a 60-minute game, it's a 120-minute game, but it's just so exciting because literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
It does not matter how your team have been over the season, it's how you play on the night.
Yeah, all form goes out the window for these
it does not matter who you are. So it's bloody exciting.
Yeah, it's really, really good to see. Some good stuff up north as well. I don't know all the northern playoff brackets off the top of my head.
No, I'm not too sure either.
But we'll touch on that, I think, next week as well, so that we know exactly kind of try and map this road map out to Sheffield for everybody.
Yeah.
As they're going there. The early bird thing for the tickets, that has now gone. I did get that wrong, so that was actually Friday last week, the 19th.
You thought it was Wednesday, didn't you?
I thought it was Wednesday, but it was Friday, so hopefully you got your early bird ticket. If not, it's still not a great deal more, to be honest.
£4, isn't it?
Yeah, the early bird was a really good deal, but it's still for 6 finals across the weekend. It's really, really good value ticket.
It's still great value to go. So again, if you're not doing anything that weekend and you can get up to Sheffield, do it, because you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll probably look at seeing, getting some players might retire or...
Yeah, announcement.
You always get that sort of stuff towards the end of the year. And I was thinking about this earlier, actually, with, because one of the things that I really do hope with watching Chelmsford towards the end of this year, where, I've been away to Slough, disappointing performance, home to Slough, disappointing performance, a couple of good ones in between at home, is that I just do hope that, obviously it was announced really early that Cliff was not coming back next year.
Yeah.
Hope that the new coach is
sorted.
There, it's sorted, and they're starting to build already for next year, because
which is exactly what you want to be doing, because you can't build too
guarantee Paints is building, Smiths is building.
Everyone is building now.
Building. You guarantee they're already on it, so I really do hope that they are on it. I've heard a few rumours. I'm not going to drop any names because that was something else I thought of. That I think a lot of the clubs. This is where I think this is a bit of a paradox. Some of these clubs would have been quite happy going along, just doing their stuff behind the scenes. No one knows. No one does this. No one does. But then you've got people like us that want to talk about it.
I know.
And we kind of.
Ruin it.
Yeah, I don't think we ruin it. I don't think we create pressure.
It's just.
I think they want to do all this stuff behind the scenes, kind of behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And we're just there pushing to the door.
We're in the door.
What's going on? What's going on here? What's going on here? And it's I think we are those annoying people.
Yeah. Sorry guys. We're the bee at the barbecue then.
Yeah, but it's, to be fair, I think all the fans want to know what's going on as well.
Of course they do. I think everyone wants to know when you do want to know something, like, well, especially when if you're talking about Chelmsford's new head coach, everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
Because it's not even just Chelmsford fans, it's just every fan, because then you're thinking, cool, that's, you know, if it is someone they're like, it's a really good head coach signing, you're thinking, crap, that's who we're going against.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone wants to know who it is.
Well, to be fair, one of the thoughts I had was Sean Easton, but he has been announced as the Raiders coach for next year, so that's not going to happen. I've heard a few people say Tim Wallace's name, but whether he would take the step down. And again, that's a long old way. It's the same trip that Cliff's been doing.
And so it's also like the exact same reason why Cliff's leaving, you know. No matter who it is, it's also they've got to fit that into their life, their personal life, you know, travelling. But no, we will see in due course. Yeah, we will, absolutely. Obviously, we've got, you know, games to finish now before we can start talking who's going where. Before we can start preparing for next season. But yeah, thank you so much for your time sitting in the car this evening. It's got very, very dark where you are. I can see out my window here, it's got really dark as well. Yeah, I hope if anyone is watching, you can actually still see me. And I hope you've all heard me absolutely fine. But no, absolute pleasure, Ben, as always. See you next week. See you next week. See you later.